like the video.
Is a weakness.
What up, derps?
You decide. Are we gonna live or die?
So I was taking a walk the other day, and I seen a woman, a blind woman, pacing up and down the sidewalk. She seemed to be a bit frustrated, as if she had dropped something and having a hard time finding it. So after watching her struggle for a while, I decided to go over and lend a helping hand, you know. Hello, ma'am. Can I be of any assistance? Seems to me that you have lost something. I would like to help you find it. She replied, oh yes, you have lost something. You've lost your life.
Is a wickedness.
Derapy.
Lamar stated his views on police brutality with that line in the song, quote, "And we hate the popo, want to kill us in the street, faux show."
Please. I don't like it.
The intro track is called Blood. Kendrick tells the story of him taking a walk, seeing a blind woman. She's pacing back and forth, frustrated, like she lost something. Kendrick offers to help her, asking if she lost something. She replies that Kendrick has in fact lost something. His life! Boom, gunshot, right? At the beginning of the song, there's a question that's asked. Is it wickedness or is it weakness? And after the gunshot, one of the questions is repeated. Is it wickedness? I believe wickedness or weakness is similar to the nature versus nurture question. Are we meant to be who we are? Are we destined to be like our parents and grandparents? Is our behavior, the choices we make, is it genetic? Or are we a product of our environment? Is it culture? Is it our neighborhood, our upbringing, our friends, family, school, media? At the end of Blood, we have a clip from Fox News who is criticizing Kendrick's lyrics from the track All Right. After the 2015 BET Awards, they claim on Fox News that the song All Right is kind of mid because he mentions violence and the police. They're like, it's negative, it's inciting violence. Kendrick would respond saying, bro, the song is about hope.
Hope, man.
It's not really about snatching of souls. And furthermore, I would like to follow up by dropping another album that wins another Grammy. And this is the second track from that album, DNA.
And we hate the popo, want to kill us in the street, faux show.
Please. I don't like it.
I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, though ambition, flow inside my DNA. I was born like this and sworn like this, immaculate conception. I transform like this, perform like this, wish out you a new weapon. I don't contemplate, I meditate, then off your fucking head. This that put the kids to bed. This that I got.
This is the best possible track Kendrick could have started this album with. Immediate banger. Continues the conversation about wickedness versus weakness. Kendrick begins talking about what is in his DNA. The wickedness. It's in his DNA. Cocaine quarter piece got war and peace. I got power, poison, pain, and joy. Hustle, though, ambition flow inside my DNA. The internal rhyme schemes and alliteration are awesome. We get transformed like this, perform like this. I don't contemplate, I meditate. Then off your fucking head. It's powerful and it's poetic, and it couldn't be a better way to start the album.
I got realness, I just kill shit cause it's in my DNA. I got millions, I got riches building in my DNA. I got dark, I got evil that rot inside my DNA. I got off, I got trouble, some heart inside my DNA. DNA. I just win again, then win again like Wimbledon I serve. Yeah, that's him again. The sound the engine in is like a bird. You see fireworks and Corvette tires skirt the boulevard. I know how you work. I know just who you are. See, use it.
Hold on now. Kendrick continues talking about the millions and riches that contribute to the evil that rots his troublesome heart. He's conflicted, to say the least. He's winning, he's getting money, and he's talking his shit.
Use it. Bitch, your hormones probably switch inside your DNA. Problem is, all that sucker shit inside your DNA. Daddy probably snitch, heritage inside your DNA. Backbone don't exist, born on side a jellyfish I gauge. See my pedigree, most definitely don't tolerate the front. Shit I been through probably offend you, this is Paula's oldest son. I know murder, conviction, burners, boosters, burglars, ballers, dead. Redemption, scholars, fathers dead. With kids and I wish I was fed. Forgiveness, yeah. Soldier's DNA, born inside the beast. My expertise checked out in second grade. When I was 9, on sale motel, we didn't have nowhere to stay. At 29, I've done so well, hit cartwheel in my estate. And I'm gon' shine like I'm supposed to. Antisocial extrovert. And excellent meaning extra work. And absentness, what the fuck you heard? And passiveness never struck my nerve. And that's a riff gonna be this case. The reason my power's here on earth. Salute the truth from the prophecy. I got.
This track has no hooks, just straight bars. Little intermission in the middle of the track, but that's pretty much it in terms of the not rapping bit of the song. Kendrick compares his soul, his DNA, his heritage. Kendrick compares his soul, his DNA, his heritage to that of his detractors. Your dad's probably a rat. You have no backbone. You're a jellyfish prick. I also love the line, I know murder, conviction, burners, boosters, burglars, ballers, dead, redemption, scholars, fathers, dead with kids. Like, what a crazy thing to write and then successfully rap. His comparison to him at 9 verse 29 is also very interesting. We'll talk more about that on the track Fear. The visual of Kendrick doing a cartwheel in his home is always really funny to hear. And antisocial extrovert is a great way to describe Mr. Dot here. So this is a flawless verse in my opinion, and we're only halfway through the song.
Salute the truth from the prophecy. I got loyalty, got royalty inside
This is
my
why
DNA.
I say that hip-hop has done more damage to young African Americans than racism in recent years.
I live about my DNA. This is my heritage, all I'm inheriting. Money and power, the Mecca emeritus. Tell me something, you motherfuckers can't tell me nothing. I'd rather die than to listen to you. My DNA not for imitation, your DNA an abomination. This how I this when you in the matrix, dodging bullets, reaping what you're sowing, stacking up the footage, living on the go and sleeping in the villa, sipping from a Grammy, walking in the building, diamond in the ceiling, marble on the floors, beaches out the window, peeking out the window, baby in the pool, Godfather goes, only Lord knows I've been going hammer, dodging paparazzi, freaking through the cameras, eating 4 daughters, Brock wearing sandals, yoga on the Monday, stretching to November, watching all the snakes, curving all the fakes, phone never own, I don't conversate, I don't compromise, I just penetrate, sex, money, murder, these are the breaks, these are the times, level number 9, look up in the sky, tennis on the way, sentence on the way, Guinness on the way, motherfucker, I got winners on the way, you ain't shit without a buddy on your belt, you ain't shit without a ticket on your plate, you ain't sick enough to put it on yourself, you ain't rich enough to hit the ladder skate, tell me when destruction gonna be my fate, gonna be a fate, gonna be a fate, peace to the world, let it rotate, sex, money, murder, our DNA.
10.
DNA does everything it can and should. Those who don't think it's one of the better songs on the album have probably simply just heard the track too many times. But if we pretend this is our first time listening to this project, our first time hearing the song, we have to be honest, it could not have been executed better in my opinion. The variety of rhyme schemes, the storytelling, the substance of the track, the way it sets the table for the rest of the album, the instrumental, both of them, both halves of the song, the energy and the delivery, the performance. It's not the best song on the album in my opinion, but it would be disingenuous to not award it with a 10 when there was nothing I could think of to make the track better. Watching all the snakes, curving all the fakes, phone never on, I don't conversate, I don't compromise, I just penetrate, sex, money, murder, these are the breaks, these are the times, level number 9, look up in the sky, 10 is on the way, what more do you want? What more do you want? He spoke it into existence. He said the 10 was on the way. He was right.
10.
The next track is called Ya.
New shit. New Kung Fu Kitty.
I got so many theories and suspicions. I'm diagnosed with real nigga conditions. To
Today is the day I follow my intuition. Keep the family close, get money for bitches. I double park the Austin in the red. My mama told me that I'ma work myself to death. My girl told me don't let these hoes get in my head. My world been static, I checked the signal, they're red.
Entirely different energy from the first track, but this track has Kendrick falling into the wickedness. Now, many people want me to talk about the album in reverse order. Please play it backwards. Maybe later, but if you did start from the end of the album and were working your way back towards the front, it would make sense that Ya is him following his intuition, get money, fuck bitches, double park the Aston, work myself to death, hoes getting in his head. He sounds very lackadaisical, unfocused, and out of touch, which is in his DNA, which would ultimately lead to the gunshot at the end of Blood. Stay with me now. Here's the hook.
I check the signal, they're red. Buzzing, radars is buzzing. Yeah, 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 buzzing, radars is buzzing. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Not a huge fan of this hook. It's not incredibly memorable to me. Not one of Kendrick's best singing performances, in my opinion. I know it's intended to sound bored and lazy, but after DNA, it's always kind of meh to me. But here is our second and last verse already. Song just kind of flies by.
Interviews wanna know my thoughts and opinions. Fox News wanna use my name for percentage. My latest news is my niece, she worth living. See me on the TV and scream, that's Uncle Kendrick. Yeah, that's the business. Somebody tell Geraldo this nigga got some ambition. I'm not a politician, I'm not about a religion. I'm an Israelite, don't call me black no more. That word is only a color, it ain't facts no more. My cousin Carl, Duckworth said know my worth. And Deuteronomy say that we all been cursed. I know he walks the earth, but it's money to get, bitches to hit. Yeah, zeros to flip, temptation is, yeah, first on my list, I can't resist. Yeah, everyone together now, know that we forever buzzing. Radars is buzzing.
You all have to know that it kind of pains me to do this as the Kendrick channel that I am. You know that if there was an opportunity to give Kendrick praise for anything, that I certainly would. I understand the double meaning of the word Yah and its relation to God. I could go into these lyrics and break down what he's talking about when it comes to the Deuteronomy verse. I do like the part where he's talking about his niece and the example that he's setting when he's on TV. I'm just here to tell you that the hook is not great to me. The song does not stick with me. It's not super compelling. It's short. There isn't a lot to it, in my opinion. It's probably the weakest track on the album. And for me, I'm feeling like a solid 7. Maybe even a strong 6 to a light 7, if I'm being real. Like, it's very forgettable to me. The first few times, actually, that I listened to this album, this almost completely took me out of it. I was like, how do you drop a song like DNA and then have a song right after it like this?
6, 7.
Our next track is called Element.
New Kung Fu Kenny. Ain't nobody praying for me. Y'all know what happens on earth stays on earth. Here we go.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Before we get into the meat of this track, I would just like to remind you all that between DNA, Yah, and Element, we do have some relatively negative songs. Nobody's praying for me. I'm falling victim to my genetic disposition and whatnot. It really just seems like Kendrick Lamar on the front end of this album is in a worse place than he might be later on in the album when there's a little bit more reflection and a call to God. I just think that's worth pointing out at this point. Also, he doesn't care.
I don't give a fuck. I'm willing to die for this shit. I done cried for this shit. Might take a life for this shit. Put the Bible down and go out for a knife for this shit. DOT, my enemy, won't catch a vibe for this shit. Ayy, I've been stumped out in front of my mama. My daddy commissary made it to commas. Bitch, all my grandma's dead, so ain't nobody praying for me. I'm on your head, ayy. 30 millions later, know the feds watching. Auntie on my telegram like be cautious. I be hanging out at Thames, I be on Stockton. I don't do it for the gram, I do it for Compton. I'm willing to die for the shit, nigga. I take your fucking life for the shit, nigga. We ain't going back to broke, family selling dope. That's why you many-ass rap niggas better know.
Once again, we have Kendrick talking about being willing to die, how he's done cried for it, he might take a life for it. He's putting the Bible down, and he's willing to go eye to eye for it. I also do like not only the rhyme scheme that he employs, mama, commissary, made it to commas, but he talks about family here in a way that might seem just kind of frivolous, but it's actually kind of important. I was stomped out in front of my mama, my daddy's commissary, all my grandma's dead, nobody's praying for me. He's trying to paint a clear image of why he might devolve into violence if you were listening to the album from end to beginning. So I really like this verse. I like the energy of this verse, and honestly, I'm not gonna hold you, the chorus is pretty funny.
If I gotta slap a pussy ass nigga, I'ma make it look sexy. If I gotta go hard on a bitch, I'ma make it look sexy. I pull up, hop out, air out, made it look sexy. They won't take me out my element. Nah, take me out my element. I'm allergic to a bitch nigga, ayy. An imaginary rich nigga, ayy. 7 figures, how that slimmer than my bitch figure, ayy. Going digital and physical and all y'all, ayy. Bunch of criminals and money in my phone calls, ayy.
The transition from the chorus into the second verse is pretty fun. I also like the flow switch. Some of the beat kind of falls out so we can emphasize some of the bars. I'm allergic to a bitch nigga, eh? And I imaginary original, eh? 7 holes, my bitch figure, eh? I mean, just really fun bars here. I mean, he's obviously coming from a place of like silly, ignorant shit, but he's like, if I gotta slap somebody, I gotta make it look sexy. It's funny.
Money in my phone calls, ayy. Me okay, we let the A1 fly. Relocate, jump on the same G5. Check it for me heavy, cause I go, yeah. They never been ready, yeah, I know, yeah. 100K spread across the floor, yeah. None of y'all fucking with the flow, yeah. Years in the making, they don't y'all mistake it. I got them by a landslide, we talk about races. You know there's never be a tie, just look at they laces. You know careers take off, just gotta be patient. Mr. 1 through 5, that's the only logic. Fake my death, go to Cuba, that's the only option.
The go yeah, no yeah, flow yeah bars are not it for me. The standard's a bit too high for Dot. We're supposed to be talking about the goat here. The rest of the verse kind of saves it though. Let's hear how the third verse closes out the track.
They won't take me out my element. Nah, take me out my element. Damn if I do, if I don't. Yeah. Goddamn us all if you won't. Yeah. Damn, it's a goddamn shame. You ain't front line, get out the goddamn way. Niggas thought they wouldn't go see me, huh? Niggas thought that that real life is the same life they see on TV, huh? Niggas wanna flex on me and be in LA for free, huh? Next time they hit the 10 freeway, we need receipt, huh? Cause most of y'all ain't real, most of y'all go squill. Most of y'all just envy, but jealousy get you killed. Most of y'all throw rocks and try to hide your hand. Just say his name and I promise that you'll see Candyman. Because it's all in your eyes, most of y'all tell lies. Most of y'all don't fade, most of y'all been advised. Last OP I tried to lift a black artist, but it's a difference between black artists and whack artists.
That last line is super tough, in my opinion. Trying to help y'all out, but there's a difference between black artists and whack artists. The third verse has the best energy, flow, and bars on the track, in my opinion. I am feeling a strong 8 to a light 9.
8.
On this track.
9.
In our third verse, Kendrick is shamelessly saying we simply do not know him like that. He's calling the ops squealing little piggies. Wild. He says, y'all throw rocks and try to hide your hands. Cough. J. Cole. Cough. Say his name and I promise you'll see Candyman. It's such an awesome way to say I dare you to actually put my government name in a rap song. See what these consequences will be, my friend. Most people do not do that, by the way. This is a wonderful verse for many reasons. The hook is fun and funny on this track. So yeah, I'm definitely leaning light 9 on this one.
9.
Let me know what you all think of the album so far. Blood, DNA, Ya, Element. How would you rate these tracks? Which of my ratings are whack? Which of them are dead on?
This episode of Derapy is brought to you by the Big Derps. Consider joining the channel for as little as $1. like the video.
This is part 2 of our Damn album review. Today we're talking about Feel, Loyalty, Pride, and Humble. Blood was a pretty provocative intro that kind of set the table for the story that's being told. DNA, in my opinion, was the perfect follow-up. A real banger, got into the loyalty and royalty of it all. Y'all kind of lowered the temperature a bit, but in my opinion, Element was a surprisingly kind of funny but silly bop. Let's see what Feel is talking about.
I feel like a chip on my shoulders. I feel like I'm losing my focus. I feel like I'm losing my patience. I feel like my thoughts in the basement. I feel like you're miseducated. Feel like I don't wanna be bothered. I feel like you may be the problem. I feel like it ain't no tomorrow. Fuck the world. The world is ended. I'm done pretending. And fuck you if you get offended. I feel like friends been overrated. I feel like the family been faking. I feel like the feelings are changing. Feel like my thought of compromise is jaded. Feel like you wanna screw and that's how I made it. Feel like I ain't feeling you all. Feel like removing myself. No feelings involved. I feel for you. I've been in the field for you. It's real for you, right? Shit, I feel like ain't nobody praying for me.
Feel is a very underrated song to me. Some clever rhymes that almost all start and end the same way, where you simply say how you feel sounds basic, but it's all about the passion of the delivery and the substance within each bar, and I feel like the passion itself is the foundation of the track.
I feel niggas been out of pocket. I feel niggas tapping their pockets. I feel like debating on who the greatest can stop it. I am legend. I feel like all of y'all is peasants. I feel like all of y'all is desperate. I feel like all it takes is a second to feel like Mike Jordan whenever holding a real mic. I ain't feeling your presence. Feel like I'ma learn you a lesson. Feel like only me and the music though. I feel like your feeling ain't mutual. I feel like the enemy you should know. Feel like the feeling of no hope. The feeling of bad dope. A quarter ounce manipulated from soap. The feeling of false freedom. A false freedom. The poison to fill them up in the prison. I feel like it's just me, look. I feel like I can't breathe, look. I feel like I can't sleep, look.
One of my favorite sets of bars is the first two from this verse. I feel like y'all been out of pocket. Feel like y'all tapping your pockets. The image of people around Kendrick physically tapping their pockets, wondering about the money that he has coming in and what he's gonna do with it is just funny to me. I envision it every time I hear it and it makes me laugh. When he says he already feels like he's the greatest, I feel like that's pretty cold. I am legend. I feel like all of y'all is peasants. Then he compares himself to Mike Jordan, a callback to an old track that he made, but also simultaneously he's saying that he feels like the greatest of all time. And despite the repetition of the word feel, we get music though, mutual, no hope, bad dope, feeling of false freedom, a force feed him poison that'll fill him up in the prison. The rhyming is impeccable, the passion is palpable, the song is great.
I can't breathe, look. I feel like I can't sleep, look. I feel heartless often, off this. Feeling the falling, I'm falling apart with darkest hours lost in. Feeling the void of being employed with balling. Streets is talking, filling the blanks with coffins. Fill up the banks with dollars. Fill up the graves with fathers. Fill up the babies with bullshit. Internet blogs and pulpit, filling with gossip. I feel like there's gotta be the feeling where Pac was. The feeling of an apocalypse happening, but nothing is awkward. The feeling won't prosper. The feeling is toxic. I feel like I'm boxing demons, monsters, false prophets, scheming sponsors, industry promises, niggas, bitches, honkies, crackers, Compton, church, religion, token, blacks in bondage, lawsuit visits, subpoena served in concert. Fuck your feelings, I mean this for imposter.
The flow switches are great. Changing from feel to fill is awesome. The rhymes are still creative and quick. Fill the banks with dollars, fill the graves with fathers, babies with bullshit, internet blogs and pulpit, fill them with gossip. I feel like there's got to be the feeling where Pac was. The feeling of an apocalypse happening, but nothing is awkward. I think that this is some of Kendrick Lamar's best writing in his entire discography, and I'm not even being hyperbolic. And the fact that it's coming so early on in this album is just a sign of other great things to come. I think about this line a lot. The feeling of an apocalypse happening, but nothing is awkward. Everybody knows that things are crumbling around us. Everybody knows that things are out of sorts. Things don't feel right. Things feel off. Our leaders are weird. The quote-unquote role models are being weird. People that have all the money and resources in the world are crashing out, and people are just supposed to walk around and act like things are normal. This is one of the more impactful verses on the album for me. This is one of the better songs on the album to me, and we're still not even finished with it.
concert. Fuck your feelings, I mean this for imposters. I can feel it, the phoenix sure to watch us. I can feel it, the dream is more than process. I can build a regime that forms a likeness. I can feel it, the scream that haunts our logic. I feel like say some, I feel like take some. I feel like skating on, I feel like waiting for 'em. Maybe it's too late for 'em. I feel like the whole world want me to pray for 'em, but who the fuck praying for me? Ain't nobody praying for me.
No script needed here. This is one of the most powerful performances of Kendrick Lamar's discography for me. The vocal delivery at the end of this verse is like crazy. It gives me chills at times. The duality of man is on full display here. I really love how he ends the track with "Ain't nobody praying for me," the same way that it began. I feel like saying something, but I feel like taking something. I feel like skating off, but I feel like waiting for him. Maybe it's too late for him. Everybody wants me to pray for him, but who's praying for me? This song, going into it, I knew that I would love it, and I knew that I would look forward to talking about it, and I knew that I would probably be able to get across why it's so great to me. I had a feeling that I was going to be leaning more decent to strong 9, but honestly, it's flirting with a 10. It's like the strongest of 9s, only for me, because the first 48 seconds of the song are a bit of a filler. Like, it takes almost a minute to get into the actual song, but this is one of the better tracks on the album. This is one of the better tracks in Kendrick's discography. I will not tolerate any feel slander. It's an extremely strong 9 for me. Let's move on to our next track. It's Loyalty featuring Rihanna. Fun fact, this song actually samples 24 Karat Magic, an extremely popular song by another GOAT, Bruno Mars. So if it sounds familiar, backwards, just like a lot of the rest of the album, that's why. Enjoy.
I said I'm geek and I'm fired up. All I want tonight is just get higher. Girl, you look so good, it's to die for. Ooh, that pussy good, it's to die for.
It's a secret society. All we ask is try. All we got is love. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty.
Loyalty walked so that Luther could run.
Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty.
Kung Fu Kenny now. My resume is real enough for 2 millenniums. A better way to make a way, start defending them. I meditate and moderate all of my wins again. I'm hanging on the fence again. I'm always on your mind. I put my lyric and my lifeline on the line. And ain't no limit when I might shine, might grind. You rolling with it at the right time, right now. Only for the dollar sign.
My resume is real. A better way to make a wave, stop defending them, somehow feels like a Kanye sub. You can get attention without being a freak, believe it or not. Even though I don't necessarily love how Kendrick sounds vocally on this first verse, I appreciate it even though it's like short and poppy. Speaking of poppy, here's Bad Girl Riri.
Bad girl, Riri now. Swear, 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 leave it now. On your pulse like a CDM. Gas on the bitch like it's premium. Hard ass on the bitch, all in the fast lane. Been a bad bitch with before any cash came. I'm established, 100 carats. I'm a name, run the atlas. I'm a natural, I'm a
Rihanna can kind of rap.
I'm a savage, I'm an asshole, I'm a king. Shimmy out, shimmy out, shimmy out, rap. You can tell your nigga he can meet me outside. You can babysit him when I leave him outside. Ain't no other love like the one I know. I done been down so long, lost so. I done came down so hard, I slow. Honesty forever, all a real nigga won't.
I said I'm geek and I'm fired.
The problem with being as great as Kendrick Lamar is that sometimes you have to be aware of the fact that the bar is really high, okay? So when you put out like little short poppy verses and they don't have a lot of substance, it has people looking at you kind of side-eyed because we just heard Feel and that song was crazy good. This song is fine and it was made for the radio and it's a love song, but it's just not hitting like the last few, you feel me? This is a problem that To Pimp a Butterfly does not have at all. Every track has depth and substance. Even the radio hits have a deeper meaning to them.
Tell me who you're loyal to. Is it money, is it fame, is it weed, is it drink? Is it coming down with the loud pipes in the rain? Big chillin' only for the power in your name. Tell me who you're loyal to. Is it love for the streets when the lights get dark? Is it unconditional when the Rari don't stop? Tell me when your loyalty is coming from the heart.
Tell me who you're loyal to. Do it start with your woman or your man? Do it end with your family and friends? Or your loyalty is self in defense? I said, tell me who you're loyal to. Is it anybody that you alive for? Anybody
That's what God
I said I'm
for.
geek and I'm fired up.
The message of the song is like not subtle at all. Tell me who you're loyal to. What are you loyal to? Is it a man? Is it a woman? Is it drink? Is it drugs? Like, we get it. Is it the fame? The song's called Loyalty. There's lots of talks of loyalty. I get it. The last song was called Feel, and it was all about how Kendrick feels, but there was a lot more passion in that performance. I think anybody that's being honest would agree that Loyalty is a bit of a, do you know what would sound good for the radio? Do you know what the ladies would love type track. Luther is kind of similar, but Luther is just a really great song. I know that there are some people typing in the comments right now, like, it's not fair to compare this music to music that would come after it, but I would also like to argue that To Pimp a Butterfly is better than pretty much everything that came after it. So, you can't go on an album and say that I'm the greatest rapper ever and then have people be like, you can't compare him to what he did later on. He said he was the best. This is supposed to be the best he could possibly do at the time, so we have to grade it on a GOAT curve, and it's a light to decent 8, and I'm being generous.
8.
Our next track is called Pride.
Love's gonna get you killed, but pride's gonna be the death of you and you and me and you and you and you and me and you and you and you and me and you and you.
Please subscribe.
In another life, I surely was there.
I was today years old when I found out that that was actually Steve Lacy on the hook with Kendrick. The more you know.
Hell raising, whale chasing, new worldly possessions. Flesh making, spirit breaking, which one would you listen?
The better part, the human heart, you love them or dissect them.
Happiness or flashiness, how do you serve the question? See, in the perfect world, I would be perfect world.
I don't trust people enough beyond their surface world.
I don't love people enough to put my faith in man. I put my faith in these lyrics,
Hoping I make a band. I understand I ain't perfect, I probably won't come around.
this time I might put you down. Last time I ain't give a fuck,
I still feel the same now. My feelings might go numb. You're dealing with cold thumb.
I'm willing to give up a leg and arm to show empathy from.
Lady parties and functions are you and yours. A perfect world, you probably live another 24.
I can't fake humble just cause your ass is insecure. I can't fake humble just cause your ass is insecure.
The sad guitar on this is very Steve Lacy coded. It low-key sounds like a Steve Lacy song. The pitching effects on Kendrick's voice are emblematic of the conflicting nature of his thoughts. I love how the end of the verse kind of teases the next track. The juxtaposition of these tracks is also pretty cool, obviously, pride and humble. In the verse, we have Kendrick talking about his lack of trust and love that he has for people and this planet. His faith is in his lyrics. The music is what he relies on. This is a great verse. I love the effects. I love the production. And Anna Wise is also here singing with Kendrick on the post-chorus, the part of the track that is the most memorable to me.
Maybe I wasn't there. Maybe I wasn't there. Maybe I wasn't there.
And this would lead us into our second and last verse on the track.
Now in a perfect world, I probably won't be insensitive. Cold as December, but never remember what winter did. I wouldn't blame you for mistakes I made or the bed I laid. Seems like I point the finger just to make a point nowadays. Smiles and cold stares, the temperature goes there. Indigenous disposition, feel like we belong here. I know the walls, they can listen, I wish they could talk back. The hurt becomes repetition, the love almost lost that.
Pride makes you insensitive. Cold as December, but never remember what winter did? Just poetry right there. Seems like I point the finger just to make a point nowadays, blaming others just to prove something. Point finger, make point. We get cold stares, the temperature goes there, a callback to the December and winter line. He then raps about how the hurt becomes repetition and it can make you lose your love for what's important. See Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Great start to the verse.
Love almost lost that. Sick venom and men and women overcome with pride. A perfect world is never perfect, only filled with lies. Promises are broken and more resentment come alive. Race barriers make inferior you and I. See, in a perfect world, I choose faith over riches. I'll choose work over bitches. I'll make schools out of prison. I'll take all the religions and put them all in one service. Just to tell them we ain't shit, but he's been perfect, world.
Kendrick admits that pride is one of our greatest obstacles as humans. In my personal experience, it can cause people to not see fault in themselves, makes people not want to apologize or learn or grow. Kendrick says it leads to broken promises, and anybody who thinks that everything is fine or we're living in a perfect world, they are actually living in a world full of lies. In Kendrick's perfect world, he would choose faith over riches, work over women, make schools out of prisons, but we aren't in that perfect world, and neither is he. This song actually ends with another chorus from Kendrick and Steve Lacy, and the post-chorus with him and Anna Wise. Maybe I wasn't there. And this is a track that honestly had to grow on me, but I do now love it. There's great writing, there's a memorable hook, there's an appropriate tone for the production. I'm feeling a decent 9, like a solid 9 on the track.
9.
Not one of my personal favorites from his catalog, but one of the better tracks on this album in my opinion. Now, before we hit Humble, a quick word from my editor.
Editor Derek here. These damn episodes are not monetized. So if you would like to show your support for what we do here, or if you
like the editing,
please consider becoming a member of the Derapy YouTube channel. You can join for as little as $1 to get member-only posts, access to the Derapy Discord. You could also join at the $5 level to get some additional members-only videos. Also, if you'd like to do a one-time donation to the show, we will have some links in the description, Cash App, Venmo, etc. Spread the bread, and remember to be humble.
Nobody pray for me. It been a day for me. Yeah. Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances, finessing on them with some counterfeits, but now I'm counting this. Parmesan with my accountant lips. In fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good. Won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too petty once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block and break it down. We playing Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone. Eat up your per diem. You just gotta hate them phone. If I quit your BM, I still rock Mercedes phone. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest funk. My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral. Soprano C, we like to keep it on the high note. It's levels to it, you and I know. Tell them be humble.
The beat does carry, I'm not gonna lie. This is the type of beat that could absolutely blow your speakers out if you're not careful. Now, the flow to start the song is pretty basic, but the rhymes are silly in like a fun way that do kind of tell a story of somebody with a humble upbringing. Syrup sandwiches and crime allowances is like a pretty crazy way to start a track, to be fair. Counterfeits, and now I'm counting this. Parmesan where my accountant lives. In fact, I'm down in this. Douce with my boobay tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Like, some bars. They're catchy and fun, but they're not like blowing my mind or anything. But pull up on your block, then break it down. We playing Tetris. Like, all right, bro. My left stroke just went viral is iconic, but for the longest time, I'm not gonna lie, I did not know what bro was talking about. Some claim that he is simultaneously boasting that he is a great rapper and a great lover. I would like to assume that my right stroke put Lil Baby in a spiral is him simply dissing the rapper Lil Baby before his career even started. Anyways, here's that chorus that you love. You only get it once.
Sit down. Be humble. 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 Sit down.
Many people speculate that this is a Big Sean diss because of the use of the ad-libs, the hold up and the little bitch. Like, I don't really think it's that deep. I think this is a hit dog and a holler type situation. But, you know, Kendrick is typically pretty direct when it comes to the subs, or rather just the disses in general. I feel like this was just Big Sean and or his fans coping. After some time, after years pass, I can see why people find the hook to be a little bit long and repetitive. I am one of those people. I'm still gonna score the song as if I'm hearing it for the first time, but I don't want to neglect the fact that the hook is just like, be humble, sit down, be humble, sit down, be humble, sit down, hold up,
sit
down, hold up,
sit down, be humble, sit down, be humble, sit down, sit down, be humble,
sit down, sit down, hold up, sit down, be humble.
I get it!
Like, okay, I'm gonna be humble and I'm gonna sit down.
That nigga thinking that he frontin' on me, man. Get the fuck off my stage, I'm the same man. Get the fuck off my dick, that ain't right. I make a play, fucking up your whole life. I'm so fucking sick and tired of the Photoshop. Show me something natural like Afro with your pride. Show me something natural like ass with some stretch marks. Still'll take you down right on your mama couch in polo sock. Hey, this shit way too crazy. Hey, you do not amaze me. Hey, I blew cool from ACA. Obama just page me. Hey, I don't fabricate it. Hey, most of y'all be faking. Hey, I stay modest about it. Hey, she elaborated. Hey,
there's that great poupon that Amy on that TED Talk. I promise I understand it, and I'm not hating. I'm not hating just to be hating, okay?
Drink,
but
water.
This sounded a lot more impressive like 8 years ago when I first heard it. Now that I'm revisiting it and I'm reading the lyrics and I'm listening back to it and I'm listening more critically, the song's good. Like, obviously it's a good song, and I'm not trying to take anything away from its success, but the flow here is just like, all right, bro. This is one of those tracks where you wanted to have fun. Show me something natural like Afro on Richard Pryor. Show me something natural like ass with some stretch marks. Still take you down right on your mama's couch in polo socks. Hey, this shit way too crazy. Hey, you do not amaze me. Hey, I be cool for AC. Hey, hey, Obama just paged me. Hey, I don't fabricate it. Hey, most of y'all be faking. Hey, all right. Hey. It's cool, man. It's cool. Y'all can have it. It's a fine song, but you know,
it was doing the work.
After this verse, the song just repeats the chorus, and it's a whole lot of be humble, hold up, and sit down. And again, hype song, banger, not one of the more impressive tracks on the album. I can't get there.
This that great poupon, that AV on that TED Talk. Hey, watch my soul speak. You let the meds talk. Hey, if I kill a nigga, it won't be the alcohol. Hey, I'm the realest nigga after all. Bitch, be humble.
It's a light 8 for me.
8.
For many other rap artists, this would be the single best rap song they have ever made and ever will make. By Kendrick Lamar's standard, by even the standard that's set by other tracks on this album, some we've heard before this, some we will hear after. The song is a perfectly fine and fun song, but if it wasn't on the album at all, would it make Damn a significantly worse album? Probably not. Obviously, it's important as far as the storytelling element of the album, because you can't have pride without humble. You know, the juxtaposition and the track listing is important, but when it comes to the overall quality of the track, it's not a crazy track, it's just a banger. But by all means, let me know if I'm tripping, let me know if I'm cooking, let me know how you feel about these 4 tracks.
This episode of Derapy is brought to you by the Big Derps. What are derps? Like the video.
Derapy. Today is part 3 of our Damn breakdown. We're going to be talking about Lust, Love, and XXX from Kendrick Lamar's Grammy Award-winning 2017 album. Lust is a song produced by Soundwave, Dahi, and Bad Bad Not Good, which feels kind of appropriate. So here we go. Here's Lust. Hope you all enjoy. And remember,
like the video.
I need some water. Something came over me. Way too hot to simmer down. Might as well overheat. Too close to comfort. That's blood rush, my favorite vein. Heartbeat racing like a junkies. I just need you to want me. Am I asking too much? Let me put the head
She said it's okay.
Lust, like many other songs on Damn, definitely grew on me. The vocal inflections from Kendrick on the chorus are really funny to me. Let me put the hurt in.
I said it's okay. It's okay. I promise just a time.
Like, I don't think he's trying to be funny, but it's funny. I'm sorry. The song dives into lust, one of the 7 deadly sins, and Kendrick is very open in describing how it's affected him as he's come into fame.
Wake up in the morning, think about money, kick your feet up. Watch you a comedy, take a shit, then roll some weed up. Go hit you a lick, go fuck on the bitch, don't go to work today. Cop you a fit or maybe some kicks and make it.
Every time I heard this song, if I was in between jobs, it would really make me feel bad. I'm not gonna lie. Like, why am I being attacked like this? Wake up in the morning, thinking about money, kicking my feet up, watch me a comedy, take a shit. Like, I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling. I'm sorry. Can I have a day off, Kendrick? I'm trying to get my life together. I just need time.
Cop you a fit or maybe some kicks and make it. Wake up in the morning, thinking about money, kick your feet up. Watch you a comedy. Hold up. Wake up in the morning, thinking about money, kick your feet up. Watch you a comedy, take a shit, then roll some weed up. Go hit you a lick, go fuck on the bitch, don't go to work today. Cop you a fit or maybe some kicks and make it work today. Hang with the homies, stun on your baby mama, sip some lean. Go get a pistol, shoot out the window, bet your favorite team. Play you some Madden, go to the club or your mama house. Whatever you're doing, just make it count. Some water.
Unemployed people hate to see this song coming. This song is a real kick in the pants, you get me? The repetitiveness and lack of urgency that comes with someone who barely has it together is on full display in this song. I am doing my best to not have this song apply to me. When I was a full-time Lyft and DoorDash driver who was obsessed with 2K and Madden and would take a day off anytime there was a chance of rain, but still thought I deserved more than I earned, this song was putting belt to my ass. He's calling out men and women.
Just make it count. Some water. Wake up in the morning thinking about money, kick your feet up. Hop in the shower, put on your makeup, lace your weave up. Touch on yourself, call up your nigga, tell him he ain't shit. Credit card scam, get you a visa, make it pay your rent. Hop on the ground, flex on the bitches that be hating on you. Pop you a pill, call up your bitches, have them waiting on you. Go to the club, have you some fun, make that ass bounce. It's whatever, just make it count.
Kendrick alludes to the notion that there are women out here falling victim to lust and laziness the same as these dudes. Needless confrontations and unproductive vanity are completely controlling their conscience. There are women out here who are scamming and scheming just to flex on haters on the gram, and it's pathetic. Lacing up a weave to hit the club and they don't even have gainful employment or a 401k.
Get it together.
The hook has a potential callback to the single greatest Kendrick song ever, Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst, saying I need some water, maybe holy water. Verse 3 has Kendrick dealing with the consequences of the cycle of shenanigans.
I wake in the morning, my head spinning from the last night. Both in a trance, feelings are dead, what a fast life. Manager called, the lobby call, it's 11:30. Did this before, promised myself I'd be an hour early. Room full of clothes, bag full of money, call it loose change. Fumble my jewelry, 100K, I lost a new chain. Hop on a bird, hit the next city for another M. Take me a nap, then do it again.
Similarly to you, this feels like a true story. Kendrick talks about staying in a hotel, his head is spinning from the previous night, his manager's calling, the hotel lobby is calling, he's running late, he has a room full of clothes and a bag full of money. He lost a $100,000 chain. He's like, whatever. I'm going to do another show and make another $1 million. The perspective is crazy, but it's raw and it's real, and I love it.
We all woke up, trying to tune to the daily news, looking for confirmation, hoping election wasn't true. All of us worried, all of us buried in our feelings deep. None of us married to his proposal, make us feel cheap. Still and sad, distraught mad, tell a neighbor about it. Bet they agree, parade the streets with your voice proudly. Time passed and things changed, reverting back to our daily program, stuck in our ways. Lost.
Life is moving fast. Kendrick talks about him and the people around him, their reaction to the 2016 election, the orange beat the liar. He wants to do something, make a statement, but time passes, things change, back to daily programs, stuck in our ways. Lust. Such powerful writing here. Then we get our bridge before closing out with the chorus again.
Daily program, stuck in our ways. Lust. Lately I feel like I've been lusting over the fame. Lately we lust on the same routine of shame. Lately my lust been heightened. Lately it's all contradiction. Lately I'm not here. Lately I lust over self. Lust turn into fear. Lately in James 4:4 says, friend of the world is enemy of the Lord. Brace yourself. Lust is all yours. Some water.
something came over me. Way too hot to simmer down. Might as well overheat.
Lust, similarly to Feel, is in contention for single most underrated track on this entire album. While it's not my favorite track, it holds a mirror up to the listener and makes you wonder what you are lusting over. The vocal performance isn't quite as compelling as Feel, but the message, production, and reflection are just as good as any other track on Damn. I'm feeling a decent to strong 9 on this track.
9.
Like a 9.68 or something.
9.
One of the better tracks on the album that I would personally never skip. Next, we have kind of like the sister or sibling track, Love.
Down. Love and lust. Down. All of us.
Give me a run for my money. There is nobody, no one that run me.
Another world premiere.
So give me a run for my money. Sipping bubbly, feeling lovely. Living lovely.
By the way, this song features Zakari, who I had never heard before this song and I haven't heard of since. That's not shade, that's just, my personal perspective. Good feature though.
Living lovely. She's lovely.
I wanna be with you. Hey, I wanna be with. I wanna be with you. Hey, I wanna be with. I wanna be with you.
Me, just love me.
If I didn't ride blade on curve, would you still?
Lovely.
If I'm in my mind at work, would you still?
Lovely.
Keep it 100, I'd rather you trust me than to.
Lovely.
Keep it a whole 100, don't got you, I got nothing. Hey.
I've never read these lyrics before in my entire life. Okay, if I didn't ride blade on curb, would you still love me? If I minimized my net worth, would you still love me? Keep it 100, I'd rather you trust me than to love me. Keep it a whole 100, don't got you, got nothing. It's good writing. It's good writing. And I kind of like I like the delivery of it too. There are parts on this song where I don't really like how Kendrick sounds, but I do appreciate that specific refrain. Let's get into the first verse.
Keep it a whole 100, don't got you, I got nothing. Hey, I got something. Hold up, we gon' function. Hey, no assumption. Hey, feeling like Tyson with it. Knock it out twice, I'm with it. Only for the night, I'm kidding. Only for life, yeah, only for life, yeah, only for life. Let's get it.
Hit that shoulder lead.
I know what coming over me. Backstroke overseas. I know what you need. Already on 10, all money come in. All feeling go out, this feeling don't drought, this party won't end.
There are catchy bits to this song. There are memorable moments. I think that one of my criticisms of the track is that when it comes to these verses, because we've heard such great, well-written verses throughout the album, and this song being juxtaposed with the powerhouse, in my opinion, that is Lust, I find a little bit left to be desired in this song, Love. I know that it's kind of supposed to be the antithesis of Lust. It's Kendrick kind of being open about like his love for Whitney potentially, but I just don't find it to have the same level of impact, in my opinion, as the previous track, which kind of leads me to believe that I'm not going to overall enjoy it as much as Lust. But I don't know, maybe that says something about me that I like Lust more than Love. I feel like I kind of come off as a Love guy, but something about Lust, I mean, I like things that are unintentionally funny, but also can be like pretty reflective and introspective. So maybe that's what it is. We get the refrain, we get the chorus, and let's listen to verse 2 by Kendrick. See what the man's on.
I wanna be with you. Me just love me. I'm on the way. We ain't got no time to waste. Poppin' your gum on the way. Am I in the way? I don't want pressure, you none. I want your blessing today. Oh, by the way, open the door by the way. Told you that I'm on the way. I'm on the way. I know connection is vague. Pick up the phone for me, babe. Damn it, we jamming. That had a two from your nanny. Curving your hip from your mammy. Remember, Gardena, I took the studio camera. I know Top go be mad at me. I had to do it. I want your body, your music. I bought the big one to prove it. Look what you made. Told you that I'm on the way. I'm like an exit away. Yep. If I didn't ride blade on curve, would you still?
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I was ready to flame this song, but this second verse is awesome. It's incredibly sweet. He should be proud of it, and I'm sure Whitney loved it, assuming that it's about her. I'm pretty sure that it is. Saying he took the company car to go pick her up is really sweet. Saying he bought the big one to prove his love, the big one being an engagement ring, I assume. The bad attitude from yo nanny, curves in your hips from yo mammy is funny. The song is a strong 8 to a light 9 to me.
8, 9.
Please let this be a lesson. Read the lyrics of the music you're consuming before you jump to conclusions about the overall feelings that you have towards a song. It's not as strong as Lust, in my opinion, but it's still pretty dope. A strong 8 to a light 9 feels right to me. Now, before we talk about XXX, a quick word from my editor.
Can you all please like the video? Also, if you're enjoying the content, quick reminder, these episodes are demonetized on YouTube, which is our main source of income. But you can support this show by becoming one of the big derps. The big derps are the only reason we're able to do these shows that are not monetized. So if you would like to support the show, you can become a member for as little as $1. Or if you want the editor to eat, please, you can hit the Cash App or Venmo, link in the pinned comment or description. All right, that's all.
Time for XXX.
America, God bless you if it's good to you. America, please take my hand. Can you help me understand?
New Kung Fu Kitty.
Throw a steak off the ark to a pool full of sharks, he'll take it. Leave him in the wilderness with a sworn nemesis, he'll make it. Take the gratitude from him, I bet he show you something, whoa.
This beat is so sick. When I first heard this song, I was like, I have never heard a rap instrumental like this before. I love the way that the track starts. America, God bless you if it's good to you. If it's good to you. God bless you if America's good to you. It's not good to everybody.
That's tough.
Can you help me under...
What?
Like, bro, that shit is cool. It's just a really cool way to start a song.
New Kung Fu Kitty.
Throw a steak off the ark to a pool full of sharks, he'll take it. Leave him in the wilderness with a sworn nemesis, he'll make it. Take the gratitude from him, I better show you some more.
I chip a nigga a little bit of nothing. I chip a nigga a little bit of nothing. I chip a nigga a little bit of nothing. I chip a nigga, then throw the blower in his lap. Walk myself to the court like, bitch, I did that, X-rated.
Kendrick Lamar is saying that he'll let that thing go on you and then throw it in your lap.
It being a gun.
That X-rated. Johnny don't wanna go to school no more, no more. Johnny said books ain't cool no more. Johnny wanna be a rapper like his big cousin. Johnny caught a body yesterday out hustling. God bless America, you know we all love him.
Yesterday I got a call like from my dog like 101. Said they killed his only son because of insufficient funds. He was sobbing, he was mobbing, way belligerent and drunk. Talking out his head, philosophing on what the Lord had done. He said, Kid, can you pray for me? It been a fucked up day for me. I know that you anointed, show me how to overcome. He was looking for some closure, hoping I can bring him closer to the spiritual. My spirit do no better, but I told him I can't sugarcoat the answer for you. This is how I feel. If somebody kill my son, that means somebody getting killed. Tell me what you do for love, loyalty and passion of all the memories collected, moments you can never touch.
This song is already amazing. When you take a look at the story that's being told here, it's actually kind of wild. First we get the
Johnny don't wanna go to school no more, no more.
I like to imagine that Johnny is actually Baby Keem. Baby Keem is seeing Kendrick doing all these cool things, being a big, cool, successful rapper, and he's like, man, I ain't trying to go to school no more. I want to be a rapper like Cousin Kenny. He also starts telling this story about this guy who is crying to Kendrick, sharing his grievances with him. He's like, somebody killed my son, or somebody killed somebody that I love that's close to me. Would you please pray for me? What would you do if you were in my situation? And Kendrick's like, I'd probably kill the guy that killed my son. I think I'm the wrong person to ask. Like, I know that you're coming to me for closure and prayer, but I am the wrong guy. I think that the story that's being told here is, again, unintentionally funny. It's wrapped in a way that shows off Kendrick's technical skill, his ability to share a real-life situation in a way that sounds like a very alternative and funky and wild.
He paused to drink water.
It's just awesome. It's a really cool song, especially looking into the lyrics and trying to figure out what they actually mean in the context of the track.
Unexpected moments you can never touch. I wait in front of niggas spot and watch him hit his block. I catch a nigga leaving service if that's all I got. I chip a nigga, then throw the blower in his lap. Walk myself to the court like, bitch, I did that. Ain't no black power when your baby killed by a coward. I believe and keep the peace. Don't you fuck with 1 hour. It be murder in the street. It be bodies in the hour. Ghetto Derapy on the street. Paramedics on the dial. Let somebody touch my mama, touch my sister, touch my woman, touch my daddy, touch my niece, touch my nephew, touch my brother. You should chip a nigga, then throw the blower in his lap. Matter of fact, I'm about to speak at this convention. Call you back.
All right, kids, we gonna talk about gun control.
Pray for me.
This is ridiculous. Kendrick is like, let somebody touch my niece or nephew, my mama, my daddy, my granddad's granddad. I swear to God, if somebody touched my child, I will snatch a man's soul. I will walk myself into the court and say, I did it. It was me. It was me. I did it. You play with my family. You play with your life. Hey, yo, hold on. I gotta go give this speech. I'm gonna be right back.
All right, kids, we gonna talk about gun control.
Pray for me.
Oh yeah, U2 is on the track. Streets are saying this is Bono.
It's not a place. This country is to me a sound of drum and bass. You close your eyes to look around.
Hail Mary, Jesus and Joseph, the great American flag is wrapped and dragged with explosives. Compulsive disorder, sons and daughters, barricaded blacks and borders. Look what you taught us. It's murder on my street, your street, back streets, Wall Street, corporate offices, banks, employees, and bosses with homicidal thoughts. Donald Trump's in office. We lost Barack and promised to never doubt him again. He's talking that talk. Never doubt him again. But is America honest or do we bask in sin? Pass the gin. I mix it with American blood, then bash your men. You crippin' or you married to blood? I'll ask again. Oops, accident. It's nasty when you set us up, then roll the dice, then bet us up. You overnight the big rifles, then tell Fox to be scared of us. Gang members or terrorists, etc., etc. America's reflections of me. That's what America does.
It's not a place.
The final verse is filled to the brim with just impeccable writing. XXX is one of the best tracks on this album. Hail Mary, Jesus, and Joseph, the great American flag is wrapped and dragged with explosive bars. Explosives, compulsive disorder, blocks and borders, just bars. Murder on my street, your street, back streets, Wall Street. No one is safe. Violence, physical and political, is all around us. Trump is in office, and in hindsight, Obeezy had his issues, but now we all want him back. Is America honest, or do we bask in sin, pass the gin, mix it with American blood? You crippin' or you married to blood? It's crazy. It's crazy. Are you affiliated, or are you just obsessed with the violence? What is the difference? Kendrick talks about how the media sets folk up to be dangerous and then reports on their reaction to being set up, kind of like how they did with him. Ending the verse with America's reflection of me, that's what a mirror does. This song bangs like DNA. It has the passion of feel. It has the reflection of lust, the lyrical density of pride. It doesn't overstay its welcome, and it made me like U2. I think it's honestly a strong 9 to a light 10.
9. 10.
It's one of the best songs on the album and one of the most important songs in my opinion. I'm honestly blown away. When I woke up this morning, XXX wasn't even one of my liked songs on Spotify, and now I'm considering adding it to the vaunted 10 out of 10 playlist. But let me know what you think. Is the glazing crazy? Am I hating on love too much by saying it's just a strong 8 to a light 9? How would you rate or rank these tracks?
This episode of Derapy is brought to you by Johnny Car Wash and Just Hacking Training. What up, nerds? Like the video.
Derapy. Fear is my favorite song on the album, and there is no other song that's really that close besides Duckworth to me. And this is just my opinion. Lock in.
I don't think I can find a way to make it on this earth.
people ain't been praying for you. But you have to understand this, man, that we are a cursed people. Deuteronomy 28 and 28 says, the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. See, family, that's why you feel like you got a chip on your shoulder.
Kendrick starts the song with a voicemail from a family member of his. And I don't know if this is a paid actor or if it's like a family member, but it feels so real and vulnerable that it's almost invasive. It's Carl Duckworth. Throughout Damn, Kendrick talks about stress and struggle and how he feels like people aren't praying for him. And here he has a relative leaving him a very thoughtful voicemail, showing sympathy and sharing a prevalent Bible verse with him. It helps that it's also backed by like just such a lovely instrumental.
Why God, do I gotta suffer? Pain in my heart, carry burdens full of struggle. Why God, do I gotta bleed? Every stone thrown at you, resting at my feet. Why God, do I gotta suffer? Earth is no more, won't you burn this motherfucker?
As soon as his relative goes to give him direct advice on how to handle his struggle and the things he should be worried about, like actually committed to, it's completely overshadowed by this heavy, dark voice asking God why he has to suffer, struggle, and bleed. The voice says that Earth is no more, just burn it. This voice could be the devil, Kendrick Lamar's anxiety, whatever is sowing seeds of doubt. And it's such an interesting way to show that these negative thoughts are so much louder and stronger and unfortunately more clear than what was supposed to be like a nice family member that was just being considerate and checking in on him. Like, this is such an interesting way to start a song, and I just don't hear other artists presenting their feelings and their conflicting ideas in this way. So this is the last section of the song, Backwards, which could be interpreted in multiple ways.
1.
So the album was released with the tracks in opposite order after the initial release because the album actually it works like both ways. You could listen to it forward to back or backwards to front.
Forward to back.
It tells a story, and it basically asks if it's a story of wickedness or weakness that affects your behavior and the mindset of an individual. Is it nature or nurture? Are you a product of your surroundings, or do you have more agency on your own? It's also possible that it invokes the idea of like rewinding, because this first verse is actually from the perspective of somebody who was meant to look after a younger Kendrick. I probably caught this on my second or third listen, but each one of these 3 rap verses talks about the things that Kendrick feared as a 7-year-old, a 17-year-old, and then a 27-year-old. Kendrick was around 30 years old when this album released, so it's possible that he wrote this song a little after he was the age of 27, which is just crazy to think about because, you know, a week or two ago, I was 27 and, you know, I was doing this, but Kendrick was writing.
This episode was recorded last year.
This Grammy Award-winning album, so, you know.
I beat your ass, keep talking back. I beat your ass, who bought you that? You stole it. I beat your ass if you say that game is broken. I beat your ass if you jump on my couch. I beat your ass if you walk in this house with tears in your eyes, running from poo-poo and Prentice. Go back outside, I beat your ass, little nigga.
I love just casually talking about being threatened with physical violence by your parents.
Relatable, I fear.
It's really fascinating to hear someone else share an experience like this through a rap song, though. Definitely not the type of thing everyone can relate to. But it didn't take me long to peep this was from the perspective of Kendrick's parent at the time, and it only gets cooler.
That homework better be finished. I beat your ass. Your teachers better not be bitching about you in class. That piece of better not be wasted. You eat it all. The TV better not be loud if you got it on. Them Jordans better not get dirty when I just bought them. Better not hear about you humping on Keisha's daughter. Better not hear you got caught up. I beat your ass. You better not run to your father. I beat your ass. You know my patience running thin. I got boo-boo payments to make. County buildings on my ass trying to take my food stamps away. I beat your ass if you tell them social workers he live here. I beat your ass if I beat your ass twice and you still here. 7 years old, think you run this house by yourself? Nigga, you gon' fear me if you don't fear no one else.
It's so funny how, and at least in my experience as a black kid growing up, there can be no one scarier to you at times than your parents. Like, I got bullied in school. I used to be afraid to talk to some girls. I was worried at times about doing Oklahoma drills in high school against kids that were twice my size. Like, no one scared me as much as, like, my parents at times. It's something that I never really thought about until listening to this song. And that's, like, what great music does. It like, opens up areas of your mind that, like, you wouldn't even think about otherwise. I think that's a great thing about really good media, whether it be music or television or movies. That's how you know that, like, you're experiencing some real artistry. This also kind of explores, like, a parent's perspective, because as a child, you don't think about how much other stuff is going on in your parents' lives before you, like, start growing up and acting up. Like, as a 28-year-old now, I have so many things that are going on in my life. Like, I have bills, and I have a wife, and I have a job, and I have friends, and I have, like, a mildly popular podcast now, and I have 2 stupid cats, and, like, I need an oil change, and, like, there's, like, a bunch of stuff going on. And, like, imagining, like, having kids is just, like, terrifying. And sometimes it's easier to scare them into compliance, apparently, if it means that they'll just, like, give you a break. And Kendrick talks about that here. And also Keisha gets name dropped, which is cool. It's, like, kind of a nice little callback to previous albums. It's just a really great first verse.
Oh, the glazing is insane.
If I can smoke fear away, I roll that motherfucker up. And then I take 2 puffs. I'm high now. I'm high now. I'm high now. I'm high now. Life's a bitch, pull them panties to the side now.
The idea of rolling fear up and smoking it away is great in theory, but if you're familiar with the devil's lettuce, which I'm not, especially if you're my employer, this is just what I've heard.
You're high right now.
Being high or even drunk only nullifies or dulls these feelings temporarily. As Kendrick discusses in Mother I Sober on Mr. Morale in The Big Steppers, and J. Cole talks about on the very underrated album KOD, these are not long-term solutions. Now, this next verse is Kendrick talking about his fears as a teenager, which, spoiler alert, are drastically different from my worries and concerns at the ripe age of 17.
I probably die anonymous, I probably die with promises, I probably die walking back home from the candy house. I probably die because these colors are standing out. I probably die because I ain't know DeMarcus was snitching. I probably die at these house parties fucking with bitches. I probably die from witnesses leaving me false accused. I probably die from thinking that me and your hood was cool. Or maybe die from pressing the line, acting too extra. Or maybe die because these smokers are more than desperate.
I don't know about you guys or where you're from or what your childhood was like, but one of the last things I was worried about when I was 17 was dying. I've also never listened to this song with the intention of breaking it down and talking about it, and can I just say that I'll probably die anonymous, I'll probably die with promises is, like, one of the saddest things I've ever heard. This isn't just because I'm a podcaster and all I want is for people to hear me. The last thing that I want to think about is dying anonymous. Like, people don't even know who I am, or when they find out I've died, they're like, who was that? What did they even do? And dying with promises basically refers to the promises you've made to yourself, your aspirations, your dreams, but also promises that you made to other people, things that you wanted to do for them, or things that you would do that would make them proud of you, and you never being able to fulfill those because you were killed as a child. This shit is dark. Also notice the tone that he's using. It's very low and very depressing and sounds like somebody that's being very pessimistic about their life. It's very intentional. It's very artistic. I appreciate it.
I probably died from one of these bats and blue badges. Body slammed in black and white paint, my bones snapping. Or maybe die from panic, or die from being too lax. Or die from waiting on it, die cause I'm moving too fast. I probably died trying to buy weed at the apartments. I probably died trying to defuse 2 homies arguing. I probably died cause that's what you do when you're 17. My worries in a hurry, I wish I controlled things.
The essence of fear, I believe, is kind of being out of control, the not knowing what to expect or how to prepare for something. It's kind of a fitting way to end this verse, saying he could die from being too panicked or being too laxed. I think it works 2 ways. Like, in the very direct way, if you're too panicked and you freak out too much, like, the police might take that as a threat and kill you. It could also happen if you are around a lot of gang violence. If you're acting sketchy, then people might assume that you're trying to get over on them and your life could end that way. But also at the same time, if you act too nonchalant and you don't remain vigilant, somebody could be taking advantage of you or putting you in harm's way. I also believe this is a reference to how drugs or laced drugs can make you feel. The popular song Swimming Pools by Kendrick is actually about Kendrick smoking weed for the first time and it being laced and him basically having a seizure. Weed can be like really strong, even when it's not laced, and pretty much no one dies from it, but you can feel like you're dying.
So I've heard.
Kendrick talking about dying by police or by trying to break up a fight is like very specific to the neighborhood that he grew up in, where there's constant tension and also a much higher police presence. This is very powerful, vulnerable stuff. So we're going to skip a little bit ahead because the hook is essentially the same. And then Kendrick is going to be talking about the things that he fears as his 27-year-old. Even though he is somebody that has achieved fame and a lot of money, we get to talk about, like, even though he's out of this place, he's away from his parents, he's away from these gangs, he's away from police potentially putting him down. He is still in fear for a lot of things.
When I was 27, I grew accustomed to more fear. Accumulated 10 times over throughout the years. My newfound life made all of me magnified. How many accolades do I need to block denial? The shock value of my success promotes in me. All this money is God playing a joke on me. Is it for the moment and will he see me as Job? Take it from me and leave me worse than I was before.
I love how he says when I was 27 because it's close to the age that he is right now. And the reason why I like that is because he's establishing that he's talking to you from like a very mature and direct place, because what you're hearing is basically what he's afraid of
in 2017.
And he immediately starts talking about he's grown accustomed to the fear, but also it's magnified by 10 years older than he was before, but also magnified by 10 because obviously he has way more people looking at him. Kendrick would say in future songs and also in some diss tracks towards Drake that he doesn't particularly enjoy being famous. It wasn't something that he really sought. He has so much money that he feels like God is playing a joke on him potentially, which is funny because earlier in the album he's talking about doing cartwheels in his estate because he's kind of like operating from a place where like he's almost in disbelief about how successful he is, which is why he uses the phrase shock value. The shock value of my success has put bolts in me. He also references the story of Job, and basically the short story is that Job was somebody that was very successful, very rich, was very happy, and God took all of these things from him, his wealth, his family, and also pained him with these diseases just to test his faith. Job did not resent God for this, and he recognized it as a test, and he remained faithful, and he had these things restored to him. Kendrick feels like at any point in time, he's afraid that God could take these things away from him, like it was all a joke, none of it was real, and that kind of fits in with the theme of the album. And it's just a really strong way to begin this verse, because immediately off the bat you're thinking like, what is this man afraid of at the big age of 27 with all this like success and fame? And he immediately starts telling you like, dude, this is terrifying to have this much stuff and at times feel like you don't know if you're worthy of it and wondering whether it could be taken from you. It could put you in a worse position than you started as. Like, is it better to have loved and lost or to never loved at all? But like swap out the love with like fame and adoration and success and financial security. It's a really fascinating thought.
At 27, my biggest fear was losing it all. Scared to spend money, had me sleeping from hard to hard. Scared to go back to Section 8 with my mama stressing. 30 shows a month and I still won't buy me no Lexus. What is an advisor? Somebody that's holding my checks just to fuck me over and put my finances in debt. I read a case about Rihanna's accountant and wonder, how did the bad girl feel when she looked at them numbers?
One thing you never really hear rappers talk about, or at least I don't, with the exception of Kendrick Lamar and Tyler, artists talking about being afraid of going broke. I think it's a crazy thought experiment. Like doing 30 shows in a month and being as famous as Kendrick was between 2015 and 2017 and being afraid to buy a Lexus is insane. Like my grandparents have a Lexus. They are not famous rappers. At least I don't think so.
Are you sure about that?
Being afraid to have management and accountants is so real. I mean, I can't relate to that at this time.
You just started paying your editor.
Once you start making enough money, I imagine it becomes like very difficult to keep up with where all of your money is at all times, especially if you have like a ton of different revenue streams, CD sales, streaming, payout from Apple, Spotify, wherever else your music is, YouTube, music videos, shows, merch, appearances, like speeches. It becomes a job in itself to keep up with like all the different money that's coming in and where it's all supposed to go. And inevitably, you're going to have to hire somebody for that. And apparently, there's this case where Rihanna got screwed over because somebody was mismanaging her money. And I've never looked into this, but here's the beautiful thing about Derapy. Today, we're going to learn. Derapy. You guys ever heard of that song that came out once upon a time? I think it was called, what was it called? My editor would know.
So, yeah, back in 2009.
Rihanna lost $9 million because of some bad financial advice from her accountant. And coincidentally, as soon as she sued him, he ended up missing. Probably a coincidence. According to an article in the Daily Mail, the Barbadian singer, real name Robin Fenty, claimed she was effectively bankrupt at the end of 2009 after bad advice from accountant Peter Guinness, whatever. They probably killed him. That was a joke. I don't know why I said that. But she sued him for $35 million. It's now understood the firm have settled with the pop star out of court for around $10 million, according to the New York Post. But yeah, I've never had $9 million, but I can imagine maybe finding out that I was supposed to have $9 million, and because of one human being, I didn't.
The gun would go off.
So that's scary. That sounds like something to fear. Also, I don't know about you guys, but I literally just found out that Rihanna's real name was Robin Fenty. And like her line of products or whatever it is, I don't even know what Fenty is right now. Like, as I sit here recording this, I do not know what Fenty is. But that's her name. It's her last name. That's pretty cool. Anyways, Kendrick wasn't trying to go out like that, and it is like a rational fear to have. Probably not a coincidence. He had Rihanna on this album, on the song Loyalty. So yeah, back to the track.
That type of shit'll make me flip out and just kill some, drill some, get ill and feel wretched with a little some. My practice running from fear. Guess I had some good luck. At 27 years old, my biggest fear was being judged. How they look at me, reflect on myself, my family, my city. What they say about me reveal if my reputation will miss me. What they see from me will trickle down generations in time. What they hear from me will make them highlight my simplest lines.
Highlight my simplest lines. I just wrote like an entire script for what I was going to say about this part, but highlighting the simplest lines is such an interesting thing that I just want to touch on, which is no notes. There are certain things that I've said in a couple of episodes in the past couple of weeks that I never thought that people would take so seriously and so to heart. Relatively speaking, compared to Kendrick Lamar, I am literally nobody when it comes to the amount of people that are consuming my content. But you'd be absolutely shocked how much people take from the simplest things you might say. Highlighting your simplest lines like really just hit me on a level that it never has before. I could say something like Section 80 is Kendrick's most least interesting album in my opinion, or I don't think Chris Brown is all that tough, or I feel like Family Matters is like actually pretty lame when it comes to a diss track. And these things that I think are very simple, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people will literally publicly denounce me and everything I stand for because of the way that I speak, because of the way that I edit the show, because of the way that I produce the podcast, because of the community posts that I make. There are people that are making what they believe to be informed opinions about who I am when they actually don't know anything about me. And I am not even anywhere near probably ever going to be the level of famous that Kendrick Lamar is. I can only imagine what that pressure is like. First, we'll go back to the beginning of this this section where he says finding out someone stole from him would make him potentially crash out. And this is finally actually a reasonable crash out. If I got hoed like Rihanna did, that would be enough to make anybody flip. Then he talks about the biggest fear being about how he would be judged, which would be surface level, but of course he continues. And he talks about, because of his reputation and size, what he does will affect everyone who comes after him, from his own offspring to artists trying to come from the same place that he did. It's like very deep. And it's quite scary, actually, even when no one was really listening to my little podcast. The few dozen or a couple hundred people that stumbled past it or stumbled upon it, are they going to judge me? Are they going to judge my city where I come from? Beautiful Sacramento. Is this city, is this town, is this place going to be judged because of what I said on a funky little episode of Derapy? Are people going to judge my family because of what I say, how much I swear or don't swear, the opinions that I have on music that I do or don't listen to? Whenever I have children, are they going to be judged based off the things that I'm saying right now at the ripe young age of 28? Who knows? Kendrick Lamar is infinitely more famous than me, like more famous than I will ever possibly be. And I try to be careful with what I say, and I'd like to believe that my editor is helping. But at the end of the day, like, the internet is forever. What's out there is out there. And this song's crazy. Like, songs that provoke thought like this are masterpieces, in my opinion. Like, the true classics are the ones that stick with you and really take you to a place that you never thought a rap song would bring you. All I'm trying to say is, Kendrick can make Started from the Bottom. I don't think Drake could make Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. That's all I'm saying.
I'm talking fear. Fear losing creativity. I'm talking fear. Fear missing out on you and me. I'm talking fear. Fear losing loyalty for pride. Cause my DNA won't let me involve in the light of God. I'm talking fear. Fear that my humbleness is gone. I'm talking fear. Fear that love ain't living here no more. I'm talking fear. Fear that is wickedness or weakness. Fear. Whatever it is, both is distinctive. Fear. What happens on earth stays on earth, and I can't take these feelings with me, so hopefully they disperse. Within 14 tracks, carried out over wax, searching for resolutions until somebody get back. Fear. What happens on earth stays on earth, and I can't take these feelings with me, so hopefully they disperse. Within 14 tracks, carried out over wax, wondering if I'm living through fear or living through rap.
Damn.
Gotta be a top 5 Kendrick song. The fear of losing creativity definitely manifested in real life because he wouldn't release his own solo album for 5 years after Damn would come out. And I'm not counting the Black Panther soundtrack or the Untitled and Unmastered. The fear of missing out on You and Me, I believe, is referring to his relationship with his audience, his fans, but also his relationship with Whitney, which again manifested itself because he talks about the issues that they had to deal with over the course of those 5 years between Damn and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. He says that his DNA won't let him be involved in the light of God. And when he's talking about his DNA, I don't know if he's necessarily referring to generational trauma that Black people have had to deal with. And I'm not going to do a whole bit on generational trauma because that would take 20 minutes on its own. But he talks about it more in Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. But his DNA really could just be referring to the wickedness, because comparing wickedness and weakness, I feel like the wickedness is something that comes from within you, and the weakness is something that it's allowing outside conditions to affect you, who you are and your behavior. And he's saying that his DNA, how he grew up, what is inside of him, is keeping him from God's light. I know it was warm over there. When he talks about his fear of his humbleness being gone, I mean, hell, man, I went from 200 subscribers to over 15,000 in a couple weeks.
15,000 subscribers?
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
And I'm already trying to keep my head from exploding. I can't imagine what it's like to be Kendrick Lamar, going from like being worried about being killed by the police or being gang affiliated or riding around with your homies in your mom's van trying to rob people and trying to be the man in the streets, going from that to doing cartwheels in your estate and selling out arenas. Like, it's got to be really scary to deal with. I love the inclusion also of the tracks in this track where he uses the word love. He talks about loyalty and pride, and he talks about humbleness. He obviously says fear a bunch of times. And I really feel like it's possible that this could have been the last track on the album, because he talks about there being 14 tracks. So I don't know. And the way that it kind of cuts off, where you're just like, damn. And there's like a whole outro that I'm not going to go through because I really just kind of wanted to keep it to the main themes of the song. But when he talks about losing loyalty for pride, if you see yourself as such a big person, as such a big figure, it's very easy to lose some sense of loyalty that you have to your friends or your family or your loved ones. And it's possible that he's already seen some of the consequences of that even before 2017. And I feel like a lot of this album was really talking about how many of the things that are happening on earth in this world are keeping him from being as committed to his religion as he should be. And at the same time, there's the duality of saying that nobody's praying for him, when it's really also the responsibility of the individual to maintain these relationships with the people around them, and also the faith that they're subscribed to. This is this is a lot. This is a lot. How do I feel? How would I rate it? It's a 10 out of 10.
10.
It's probably
10.
It's probably
10.
Like one of Kendrick's best songs, in my opinion. I felt like this was worthy of an episode on its own. I know it's not as funny as your average Derapy episode, but
we're not done yet.
I think because I used to record these episodes in the library of the college I used to go to, that's why I sound so like soft-spoken and mild-mannered. But the next track on Damn is called God.
This what God feel like. Yeah. Laughing to the bank like yeah. Flex on swole like yeah. You feel some type of way then
So I just want to say this off top. I know what the song is about. I understand that Kendrick basically feels like he's God because of all of his riches and successes. That doesn't take away from the fact that I think that he sounds kind of ridiculous in this chorus. Like, come on, Kendrick.
Ever since a young man, all I wanna be was a gunman. Shooting up the charge, better run, man. Y'all gotta see that I one man. Slick as out the bars with the finger waves, work at JT. Handlebars like a fade, watch me work at JT. I'm at large, running plays like a circuit JT. I'm selling versus JT, watch me work at JT. Look. Hold up. Don't judge me. My mama caught me with a strap. Don't judge me. I was young, fucking all the rats. Don't judge me. Aim it at your head for a stack. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Now my home got a valley key. Don't judge me. If I press your line, you a freak. Don't judge me. Won't you tell a friend? Y'all gon' see.
I actually really enjoy the instrumental and production on this track. Since a young man, all I want to be was a gunman, shooting up the charts, better run, man. Y'all got to see that I won, man. I like the rhyme scheme. I like the narrative. I like the picture he's painting. But then we get work it, JT, circuit JT, selling verses, JT. Watch me work it, JT. And I don't want to lie to y'all. Like, it just sounds lame to me after a little while. Then we get, don't judge. And I get it! I am uninterested in this. It sounds annoying. I know it's probably intentional. Well, I intentionally don't like it. Let's skip the chorus. And let's hit the second verse, see if it's any better.
Fuck is you talking to? Hey, do you know who you talking to? Slide on you like falling drapes. God touch full of carnivals. I kill him with kindness, or I kill him with diamonds, or I put up like 50-100. Get your ass killed by the finest. Everything life is a gamble. Nothing in life I can't handle. Seen it all, done it all, felt pain more. For the cause, I done put blood on sword. Everything I do is to embrace y'all. Everything I write is a damn 8-ball. Everything I touch is a damn gold mine. Everything I say is from an angel.
The flow there is significantly better. The first half of the second verse is still a little like mild to me, but I understand the concept. But then towards the end, everything I do is to embrace y'all. Everything I write is a damn 8-ball. Everything I touch is a damn gold mine. Everything I say is from an angel. That's really good. That kind of saved the verse for me. I think that this is like very solid writing. And then we get this bridge.
Everything I say is from an angel. I know blood shit, fuck shit, always your shit, my shit. Cannonballs to ignite shit. Morning to the night shift, I'm on. I ain't sorry for it. Ask for a piece of mind, you charge me for it. I wanna see sometimes if you ignore it. I'm in the street sometimes and can't afford it. I got a bad habit. Levitate, ducking haters. Oh my heart is rich, my heart is famous.
So after this, we get another chorus to close out the track. The bridge wraps up the song's themes pretty nicely, but I feel like in order to really appreciate the true meaning of Christmas on this one, you're going to have to hit up our friends over at Dissect Podcast or something. The, oh my heart is rich, my heart is famous feels kind of tongue-in-cheek, like the riches and fame don't really matter. They don't make you godlike, and I just don't find the bridge super impressive. I don't find the hook enjoyable. I know that somebody in the comments will say that I'm hating, and this is actually their favorite song, and it's the best song in his entire discography, and to that I say, good for you. I'm glad you enjoyed the song. Please tell me why. I would actually love to know, because for me, it's a 5. 5. Fear is a 10, and this song is about half as good as the last track. But speaking of good, I have good news for you. This album actually ends with one of the coolest stories and best performances of Kung Fu Kenny's career, in my opinion. It's he and his father's last name, Duckworth.
It was always me versus the until I found it's me versus me.
Just remember, what happens on Earth stays on Earth.
This is a great follow-up to the track God. Last track, Kendrick shared how he was starting to feel like, is this what God feels like? This track begins with,
Remember, what happens on Earth stays on Earth.
you're just a mortal man doing mortal things, my guy.
We're gonna put it in reverse.
Darling, I told you many times, and now I'm telling you once again, just to remind you, sweetheart, that my...
Oh, Lamar, Hail Mary, your marijuana times is hard. Pray with the hooligan, shadows all in the dark. Fellowship with demons and relatives, I'm a star. Life is one funny motherfucker. A true comedian, you gotta love him, you gotta trust him. I might be bugging, infomercials and no sleep. Introverted by my thoughts, children listen, it gets deep.
You can tell early on in the track that Kenny is just going to be in his bag on this one. Just setting up for the story he's about to tell, you already have super impressive rhyme schemes. Just setting the stage for the story we're about to get about Anthony, also known as Top Dog, and Ducky, Kendrick's Dada. What? Also, I love how the verse starts with Hail Mary. A verse on XXX also began with Hail Mary. Hail Mary is a Tupac. What? Tupac track. And also refers to the NFL play where a team like desperately heaves the ball down the field with a very low success rate. Hail Mary and marijuana times is hard. Pray with the hooligan shadows all in the dark. Fellowship with demons and relatives, I'm a star. Could not start the track any better.
Listen, it gets deep. See, once upon a time inside the Nicholson Garden projects, the object was to process and digest poverty's dialect. Adaptation inevitable. Gun violence, crack spot, federal policies, rape builders and drug professionals. Anthony was the oldest of 7, well respected, calm and collected. Laughing and joking made life easier. Hard times, mama on crack. A 4-year-old telling his nanny he needed her. His family history pimping and banking. He was meant to be dangerous. Clacked him a grip and start slanking. 15 scraping up his jeans with quarter pieces. Even got some hair from a smoker last weekend. Dodger policeman working for his big homie. Small time hustler graduated to a brick on him. $10,000 out of for project housing. That's on the daily. Seen his first meal, 20 years old, had a couple of babies.
The rhymes and storytelling are off the charts. Projects, the object was to process and digest poverty's dialect, adaptation inevitable, gun violence, crack spot, federal policies, raid buildings, and drug professionals. How many takes does this take? How does he do it? I love how Kendrick sets the scene, sets the circumstances for Top Dog so you understand how he gets to where he does later on in our story on Duckworth.
Couple of babies, had a couple of shooters, caught a murder case. Fingerprints on the gun, they assuming, but witnesses couldn't prove it. That was back when he turned his back and they killed his cousin. He beat the case and went back to hustling. Bird shuffling, Anthony rang. The first in the projects with the two-tone Mustang. That 5.0 thing. They say 5-0 came, circling parking lots and parking spots and hopping out while harassing the corner blocks. Crooked cops told Anthony he should kick it. He brushed him off and walked back to the Kentucky Fried Chicken. See, at this chicken spot there was a light-skinned nigga that talked a lot with a curly top and a gap in his teeth. He worked the window, his name was Ducky.
After giving us a tease of Top Dog's criminal history, more or less, Kendrick talks about the trials that he endured and some of the spoils that he came into. I love how he says the 5.0 thing when talking about the Mustang that he has, and then includes how 5.0 came. You know how it is.
Do I?
Then Kendrick introduces his father, Ducky, to us.
He worked the window, his name was Ducky. He came from the streets, the Robert Taylor home, Southside Project, Chirac, the Terror Dome. Drove to California with a woman on him and $500. They had a son hoping that he'd see college. Hustling on the side with a 9-to-5 to freak it. Cadillac severely ride his son around on weekends. 3-piece special with his name on his shirt pocket. Cross the street from the projects, Anthony planned to rob it.
So Ducky is introduced as a light-skinned dude with a curly top who yaps a lot. He's working the window at KFC. He came up in a tough Chicago area and then dipped out with his girl to Cali with $500 on him and a baby boogeyman. So after giving us the perspective of both Top Dog and Kendrick's father, Ducky, Kendrick then explains how those two ended up meeting. We get the story of the chicken incident and how they would both reunite in the future.
Anthony planned to rob it. Stuck up the place before, back in 84. That's when affiliation was really 8 years of war. So many relatives telling us, selling us, devilish work, scaling us, crime, intelligent, felonies, prevalent proposition with nons. Ducky was well aware. They robbed the manager and shot a customer last year. He figured he'd get on these niggas' good sides. Free chicken every time Anthony posted in line. 2 extra biscuits, Anthony liked them and then let them slide. They didn't kill him, in fact it looked like they're the last to survive. Pay attention, that one decision changed both of their lives. One curse at a time, reverse and manifest a good karma. And I tell you why. You take 2 strangers and put them in random predicaments. Give them a soul so they can make their own choices and live with it. 20 years later, them same strangers you make them meet again. Inside recording studios where they reaping their benefits. Then you start reminding them about that chicken incident. Whoever thought the greatest rapper would be from coincidence? Because if Anthony killed Ducky, Top Dog could be serving life while I grow up without a father and die in a gunfight.
10.
Jag fucking jag niet nou
vanuit de woord. Hallo, fjärde versie de
So I was taking a walk the other day.
Yeah, so that's one of the coolest endings to any album I've ever heard. Hard to really even describe how I felt the first time hearing that. I think it works perfectly as a closer. It also works wonderfully as a track on its own. It's a tight and concise story about 2 people who both have not really come from great circumstances, but both chose peace in a way. Ducky gives Top Dog extra biscuits to kind of leading to his own self-preservation. Top Dog choosing not to harm Ducky at the same place he'd robbed and hurt somebody previously leads to Top Dog signing Young Dot, who would go on to enrich them all. Ducky could have been killed. Top Dog could have gone to jail. Neither happened. And now we have, damn, God is one funny mother lover. Whoever thought that the greatest rapper would be from coincidence? Unbelievably wild story with a not so wicked ending. Damn is truly a phenomenal album. While it does have some low spots for me personally, its peaks are higher than most other Kendrick projects. Songs like DNA, Feel, Pride, Lust, XXX, and Duckworth are some of my favorite Kendrick songs ever, especially Fear and Duckworth. On the other hand, tracks like Yah, Love, and God left me feeling a little let down. Even radio smashes like Humble and Loyalty are solid and fun, but don't necessarily make me feel as much as I'd like to. The peaks are high, but the valleys are pretty objectionable to me. I feel as though it doesn't really come close to albums like To Pimp a Butterfly or Good Kid, Mad City, but it stacks up really, really well against albums like GNX and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I am feeling a very strong 8 to a light 9, depending on how I feel on any given day. The bar is really high when it comes to Kendrick projects. Most rappers will never come close to making an album as good as Damn, but for Kendrick, while there are peak songs, it doesn't strike me as a peak project. I'm feeling a very strong 8. But what do you think? Am I hating? Am I glazing? Are you so over this being a Kendrick channel? Well, it doesn't matter because I am actually going to see Kendrick Lamar and SZA live soon. So we are not quite done with the Boogeyman yet, but I can assure you by mid to late May, we're gonna be over it. I promise. Thank you to the Big Derps, our members, our YouTube channel members, for allowing me to spend a week uploading completely demonetized content. Thank you to Johnny Car Wash and Just Hacking Trading for sponsoring today's show. Please check out the link in the pinned comment or description to get your cybersecurity skills up for free. Love you. Mean it. Spread the bread. Enjoy the outro.
Oh, wait. We have that other series to finish.
Look, nigga, money on my mind more than most of the time. And most of my grind go to promote my rhymes. The nigga don't glow, I shine. I feel like Coach Prime. I throw a bomb if they encroach your line. And don't socialize the goals to get the most dimes before it's the end of your time. It's hard for a nigga to scope when they keep on moving the goal line. Now he outside the liquor store with a lot of ticket, leaving a double shift at the Walmart on Russian Road. Still trying to keep composure.